Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here today. I know it's cold, so a little more extra effort to get out. Like Ms. Rita said, my name is Mariam and I have a dual degree in Health and Human Services and Psychology. You'll learn a little bit more about why those two random degrees are paired together as I explain to you a little bit about my journey with Talent Gateway. So firstly, honestly, as I began my first few years of undergrad, I didn't think that I needed a program like Talent Gateway because I felt like my personal, academic, and professional goals were really intertwined. I felt like they were all on the same page. I was initially doing pre-medicine. I was completing my health and human services courses, so I felt like my academic goals were really interrelated with my personal goals of contributing to society in a meaningful way that aligns with my religion, with my spiritual side, and I felt like those also aligned with my career goals. And I was at that time, I was completing health research, I was working at a hospital, and so I felt as though I had everything all put together in a nice, neat little package. I didn't think I needed a program to teach me how to integrate those. But my goals were becoming increasingly divergent and disconnected as I went through major identity crises and changes. I simply realized I couldn't tolerate the goriness of the medical environment. I know it sounds really silly, but it makes a big difference. Seeing the blood and the needles really got to me, so I really had to change, and I had to redefine my goals. And so at this point in my life, I didn't have goals to begin with, let alone connect them. And so at this point, Talent Gateway came into my life. I looked into it and I participated in it. So I want to briefly speak about how Talent Gateway has helped guide me, firstly in terms of defining my goals and then connecting them all together. So in terms of my academic goals, it helped me realize that the courses that I were taking were simply irrelevant just because I wasn't doing pre-medicine anymore. So at first I thought, okay, I have all these health and human service courses, what am I going to do with it? Like, was it a waste? Did it go down the drain, all that time and effort and money? But Talent Gateway, through challenges such as the course overlap challenge, helped me see that these classes and the skills that I learned transcend any discipline. I could apply them to any discipline I choose, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a waste of time simply because it's a biology course or a chemistry course. So for instance, for the course overlap challenge, I would talk with a friend who was in a different course, and we would see how the skills and the knowledge that we learned were so similar and how it could be applicable to any career that I choose. Professionally, it helped me pinpoint where my professional deficiencies were. For instance, the How Career Ready Are You challenge helped to show me that I really haven't done any exploration in terms of what I want to do as a career. I just thought, okay, I'll work at a hospital, but once I realized I don't want to do that, I haven't really explored any other careers. And so I was kind of in this area where I was pretty clueless about what there was out there besides medicine. So this challenge helped point me to my deficiencies and then helped to guide me in the right direction of where to go from that point. For instance, doing some informational interviewing, like I informationally interviewed a lawyer. I was taking career tests to the career service office and whatnot. Finally, it helped me with my personal goals, such as authenticity and genuineness, being authentic with other people as well as with my own self, which is pretty challenging for me. And there wasn't a particular challenge to help me accomplish this. It was mostly all Talent Gateway challenges in general. It was just like an open, honest space where you could be transparent with yourself. No one was judging you for your beliefs or opinions or ideas. It was just a career peer taking a look at these. There were no formal grades, so it was a very comfortable environment to be transparent and honest. And then a few professional and soft skills that Talent Gateway has helped me with are critical thinking and creative thinking, which sound like pretty simple soft skills at first, and one could say, well, you could learn these skills from any college course. Like, why did you have to do Talent Gateway to kind of equip yourself with these skills? But usually when we're in college courses, we're thinking critically and creatively about our major, whatever content we're doing. If you're a biology major, you're thinking critically about genes, But for Talent Gateway, we were critically and creatively thinking about topics that we don't typically cover in college, which are equally or even more important to me. For instance, religion is the most important aspect in my life. So for the religious exploration challenge of Talent Gateway, I was challenged to think about how my visit to a Buddhist temple related to my personal, academic, and career goals. And at that time, I was doing pre-law. I know I was just jumping all over the place. And I was like seeing how, wow, I could really work with this kind of clientele and expand my horizons in this way. Another challenge that I gained some critical thinking, creative thinking skills was from the Home Life Roles Challenge, which challenged me to connect how my roles as a daughter, as a sister, as a woman in a traditional Arab home connected to my personal, professional, and academic goals, how it made me more marketable as an employee, and then a little down the road, so what may be next for me? I know it kind of sounded like I was all over the place with the health and human services. I'm not doing pre-medicine anymore for those previously mentioned reasons. I'm considering doing my Master's of Arts in Teaching with a major in English. I think it still connects to my personal goals of contributing to society in a meaningful way. And I'm exploring it more, but this is the direction that I'm heading into currently. And then what may be next for you is Talent Gateway. So maybe if you're like me and you're kind of uncertain about your major, whether you're in college right now or you're not, or even if you simply want to gain ideas of what social events you could do, because this isn't really, it's not strictly academic. It includes ideas like, for instance, host an event for your organization or join an organization. So if you want to get more involved on the campus life socially, it could also be an important tool for you. And yeah, so the best part is it's free, of course. And again, there's none of that judgmental space. Like I mentioned earlier, it's really easy back, and it would be an excellent program to consider. Thank you.